Welcome back, everyone. Today we're tackling something that every pediatric office manager needs to think about. How do you keep kids engaged and calm in your waiting room without relying on screens? And trust me, this matters more than you might think.
Absolutely. You know, the waiting room is really a child's first impression of your facility. If it adds stress instead of reducing it, you're already starting on the wrong foot. And here's the thing. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends limiting screen time for kids aged 2 to 5 to just 1 hour a day of high-quality programming, ideally with a parent. So having a TV blaring cartoons in your waiting room? That doesn't align with those guidelines or the health messages you're delivering in the exam room.
Right, there's a real disconnect there. And I've heard that excessive screen time can actually increase anxiety in kids. What does the research say?
The data's pretty compelling. Daily screen time of 4 hours or more is associated with a 45% higher risk of anxiety and a 61% higher risk of depression in children. But beyond the numbers, screen-free interactions are essential for critical developmental tasks in early childhood, like learning to identify and regulate emotions. Screens can't provide that, and they may actually interfere with it.
Wow, so if screens are out, what should pediatric offices be doing instead? How do you create that welcoming, calming space?
Great question. Start with the environment itself. Decorate with calming, nature-inspired murals or underwater scenes rather than sterile white walls. Use a mix of child-sized chairs for little ones and comfortable, easily cleanable seating for parents. And instead of those unsanitary communal toy bins that nobody wants to touch, especially during flu season, install wall-mounted activity boards, interactive light panels, or even floor sensory paths.
That makes sense.
I actually remember visiting a clinic years ago where they had this incredible underwater-themed mural, and the kids were just mesmerized. One little girl told her mom she didn't want to leave, which is not something you usually hear at a doctor's office.
That's the ultimate compliment for a pediatric office, right? So when we talk about these interactive wall toys and activity tables, what should office managers be looking for? I mean, there's got to be some specific criteria, right?
Definitely. You need to prioritize 3 things: durability, hygiene, and safety. Commercial-grade toys are specifically designed for daily, high-traffic use that residential toys just can't handle. We're talking durable, non-porous materials like hard plastic, silicone, or coated wood. Materials that can withstand frequent cleaning and disinfection without damage or staining.
And hygiene is huge in a pediatric setting. How often should these toys actually be cleaned?
At minimum, once daily. But high-touch items should get multiple wipe-downs during busy periods. Toys used by infants and young children should ideally be cleaned between use by different patients. That's why activity tables and wall-mounted panels are recommended over plush toys or items with intricate crevices, which can harbor bacteria and are really difficult to sanitize effectively.
That point about wall-mounted panels really sets up our next piece, the durability factor. But first, a quick word from our sponsor.
Looking to create a screen-free, engaging environment in your pediatric office? Little People's Cove offers commercial-grade sensory wall toys and activity tables built for high-traffic, daily use. These oversized, illuminated panels let children create colorful peg designs, encouraging creativity, fine motor development, and collaborative play while reducing anxiety. Durable, wall-mounted, and easy to maintain. Perfect for pediatric waiting rooms. Learn more at littlepeoplescove.com.
Picking up on that durability factor, what are the operational advantages of wall-mounted options beyond just hygiene?
They stay in place, they're easy to monitor, and they work in both small and large waiting areas. Compare that to loose toy bins, which create clutter and management headaches. Anchored or self-contained play options give you better control over your space. Plus, patient feedback shows that kids want positive distractions that engage multiple senses: light, colors, sound, texture. And these interactive wall activities deliver that across a broad age range.
I see. Go on.
Durability testing is also critical for ensuring safety and compliance with international standards like ASTM F963, EN71, and ISO 8124. These standards evaluate how products hold up under typical use and abuse. Hard, non-porous toys can withstand stronger disinfectants and frequent cleaning, while soft toys, or those with complex textures, are considered high risk for pathogen transmission.
Are there real-world examples of clinics doing this well?
Oh, absolutely. Cedars-Sinai Guerin Children's Pediatric Inpatient Unit features a family reception area with an interactive wall. The Children's Hospital of Orange County Children's Heart Institute has a hands-free interactive coloring wall. These aren't just nice-to-haves. They're strategic design choices that reduce stress and keep kids engaged.
And I imagine sensory paths fit into this approach too?
Exactly. Sensory paths are designed to address sensory processing needs, promoting sensory integration, regulation, coordination, and body awareness. Physical movement through these pathways helps reduce stress and anxiety by giving kids an outlet for pent-up energy and helping them manage emotional stress. In other words, movement becomes a stress relief tool. Kids can physically work through their nerves before an appointment.
So to everyone listening, have you ever thought about what message your waiting room is really sending to families?
That's the key question. Transforming your pediatric office into a kid-friendly environment reduces anxiety and builds trust. This means creating immersive, themed waiting areas, keeping intimidating clinical equipment out of sight until needed, and even swapping white coats for colorful scrubs. These small changes add up to a big impact.
So we've established that commercial-grade construction matters more than novelty. What specific features should office managers look for?
Look for interactive panels with spinning gears, sliding shapes, textured surfaces, features that support sensory development and motor skills. Light pegboards, for example, help strengthen fine motor skills, hand-eye coordination, color recognition, and creative thinking. And for offices serving children with varied regulation needs, sensory wall panels that include textures, visual movement, or tactile paths are a smart choice. They provide grounding activity without overstimulation.
This has been such a practical conversation. Any final thoughts for office managers who are ready to make this shift?
Focus on creating spaces that reduce stress rather than add to it. Screen-free entertainment helps reduce anxiety, inspire imagination, and keep children actively engaged. When you invest in well-made, commercial-grade units designed for high traffic, you're building an environment that serves families for years to come.
Perfect way to wrap it up. Thanks so much for joining us today, and to all our listeners, thanks for tuning in. Until next time.